Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Samantha. I rescue things and I resell them online for a profit. If this sounds like something you're interested in, make sure you subscribe and like this video. It helps me so much and I appreciate all of you. I just got back from a 7-day road trip with my beautiful daughter. She was turning 8 and I wanted to take her on some sightseeing adventures. So we traveled from Illinois to Orlando over 7 days and saw so many beautiful places. It was very exciting. But what's more exciting than that is I introduced her to the Goodwill bins. This was such an exciting experience. She loved going through the bins and finding things. But it was really great for me because she understood that this is how mommy is able to afford extra things like this vacation and, afford other things for us, because I only resell part-time. I am a nurse as well. But yeah, I love it. I love, searching and finding stuff that other people are looking for. It's great to rehome it, and it's really great to have that customer experience. But let me share with you something I did on the road trip that is very exciting to me. So a little backstory before I get started on this one is, last year I took a vacation with my family and I went to the bins with my mother, and she had no idea what to expect. So she was a little bit caught off guard when we got there, but man, I found some great items, some tykes. You can correct me on how I pronounced it below, but yeah, I found some of those and I sold them while on vacation still for $125, which was amazing to me. I paid $2 for them, and to flip them within days. Actually, I think it was like less than 24 hours too, but it was a great feeling, and I sold numerous other things while still on vacation, but last year I didn't bring my Dymo with me or my computer, so I couldn't ship them while still on vacation. This year I brought my Dymo with me and my label printer, so I was able to ship them out, at that time. Before I move on, also the tykes, I would have never known they were an expensive shoe had I not watched other YouTubers. So make sure you are listening and you're paying attention to these be on the lookout brands that others are mentioning, or what they're mentioning, what platform they're selling on, because different brands are going to sell better on different platforms as well. And I understand if you're new to this reselling game, wanting to know everything instantly, but it takes learning from others. You need to know what to price them at, what platforms are selling better. You need to know, the condition of your item and how to price it accordingly due to that. So there's just many things that you have to take into account. But keep in mind, I've been doing this for years. I didn't just wake up one day and decide I'm going to go buy things and resell them. It's taken a lot of trial and error and watching YouTube videos to learn what's selling, learn where it's selling, as well as what it's selling for. That's a lot to take in, I realize. But if you're serious about this and you really want to make some extra cash, take that extra time to learn. I have it playing in the background while I'm taking pictures, or, wake up in the morning, I do my daily read. I want to do a daily YouTube video to learn a little bit. It doesn't have to consume your day, and I think that's what deters people from wanting to resell. They feel like it's going to take a lot of their time, and it does take a lot of time, but I think a lot of that is due to needing to learn the processes and how to speed your business up, which I've slowly learned. I'm going to have to hire a virtual assistant or someone to do certain things for me, because I just cannot do everything for my business all day, every day. And just that little bit has freed up so much of my time. So just realize, yes, at first it is going to take a lot of your time, but it's a learning process. You need to learn what's going to work for you. You need to learn how many items you're going to be able to have in inventory if you're not doing this full-time, or even even if you're doing it part-time or full-time. You're going to want to know how much room you have, how many items you can have and how you're going to store it and stuff like that. But back to this vacation, I stopped at 3 different bins from Illinois to Orlando. Like I said, we stopped in Nashville. That by far was the best one. I found most of the items that had sold for me were from these bins, but also that's because I posted most of the pictures from those. But yeah, so I sold a lot from the Nashville one already. I got 54 pounds there, just to be sure. 53 pounds there, sorry. 53 pounds there in an hour. So it only took me an hour to find all those goodies. And actually I went back through and I only had one flawed item. I should have went back through my cart, but you know, I had an 8-year-old. It was hot. They had no air on. So it was just so many factors that I'm like, screw it. Let's just throw it in the cart and we can just go. Because I do thoroughly check them over before I even put them in my cart. Unlike some people, they just grab them and throw them all in their bins or their carts and then they go check them later. I hate doing that, and it drives me nuts when all these people are just pulling things and just going to the sides and going through them again. But anyways, we're not going to get on that topic. If you've never been to the bins, you will understand when you go what I'm talking about. So 53 pounds there, and then in Chattanooga, Tennessee, I was able to get 23 pounds. This one, I liked the guy managing it, but unfortunately, yeah, it was not a good experience. I mean, the walls were up and everything, but they had tarps over part of it because there was no wall in some places, and it looked like that was just how it was all the time. So it kind of reminded me of like a flea market, and that's just going to give the clothing an odor. I mean, a lot of the hard goods are just going to mold, so I only got a little bit there. And I only spent $10, so it kind of shows you that it was a lot cheaper there than here. And they price everything different, so I had to pull the cart up for, you know, clothing. And then for the hard goods, they had to weigh it separately and stuff like that. I was not used to that. Orlando, I spent 20 minutes for one time, and that was 11 pounds. And then I came back the next day when I actually was able to shop a little longer, and I found 34 pounds in an hour. So that was great. And I met somebody who follows me on Instagram. Shout out to Ashley if she's on here watching. But yeah, that was really exciting. She came up to me, and it made me feel so humble to meet somebody that I was able to inspire. So hopefully I'm inspiring somebody else too. But on this trip, I was able to sell 10 of those items, and out of those 10 items, I only listed 24 items so far. Let that simmer just a little bit. I've only listed 24 items. I got 110 pounds total. Insane. So I still have a lot to list, which is fine. That's what I was planning on. I also picked up items that I knew I was going to directly take to like Style Encore or Plato's Closet, because they were brands that they would pay up for there. Not like obviously $10, but between $3 and $5. So since I was getting the item for less than 50 cents because of the weight, I threw it in the cart. I mean, I like getting those fillers to take to those kind of places and flip it there. So I have a wide range of how I make money. It's not just relying on online sales. But let's see. So 4 of the items were sold. It was 2 items in a bundle and 2 items in a bundle, and those were Torrid items. So be on the lookout for Torrid, especially the larger sizes. So they do their plus sizes as 1, 2, 3. I don't know if they have a 4, but I found 3s, and as soon as I found those at Nashville, I was like digging through that bin, and I kept finding Torrid. I wish I could have spent longer, because I guarantee I would have found more, but that's okay. I also found a Torrid bra and stuff. That one did sell. And let's see. As far as shipping, what did I do? So since I brought my Dymo and computer with me, when it would sell, I just went and got like those poly mailers from those free ones from USPS. And then I literally went out to my car. I already had the labels printed, and I stuffed it in the car, I stuffed it in the poly mailer, slapped the label on, and then went back into the store and just deposited them there. So it was super easy, honestly, and it was free material. But then a little bit harder came when I sold some things on Mercari, just because, you know, you can't use the priority mailing with them unless you're paying for the more expensive shipping. So I had to go to Dollar Tree and, hold on. All right, and I got big bags. It's a bag of 22. It's like a big trash bag, but it's scented and it's clear, so it's gonna keep your item protected if it's a larger item. And then I got 40 of these little ones, and these are great. They're just like the regular size ones that you might use for, I use for my inventory. I always bag everything because I've gotten dinged by sellers, even though it was like a cheap item and I had it nicely packaged. But anyways, yes, so I bag everything because people are picky, and it keeps it protected, honestly, from smoke, anything else that might happen in between leaving your house and getting to the buyer. But these are just $1. So I bagged all my items, and I just bought these because the items that I was shipping were really small, and once folded in the bag and put in this bag, it fit perfect. So you can get these from Dollar Tree too. One other thing I will say for pictures is I bought these from Dollar Tree so that I could hang it anywhere in the hotel room that I wanted. So then I just got a clear hanger, hung the item up, put this up, and then hung it up on that, took the pictures. And along with the pictures, guys, you're not gonna wanna take pictures using like the hotel lights, obviously. I waited until the morning, specifically in between 9 and 11, depending on how the light was, because you don't want direct light. You want that indirect light, but it has to be enough to where your item wasn't getting, you know, changing its like true color. But yeah, it was easy. This took, you know, $1. It took a few minutes for the pictures. It took a few minutes finding the items. And now I have items that I can replenish my store with now that I'm back home and continue to make money off these items. So it's such a great feeling, and I'm so happy that I'm able to do this and be a reseller and rescue things, because after it was at this Findz, I literally was listening to them just throwing it outside in these large, like industrial sized dumpsters. So it was a great feeling that I rescued something before it went and got thrown to the landfill, because literally that's what they were doing with it at the bins that I was actually going to. So what a great feeling. I made some money, I saved something, I rehomed it. I already got some really good feedback so far, all 5 stars. I love doing this. Yes, this wasn't like an extremely profitable trip, but I wasn't going for that. I was going to have fun with my daughter, so making the extra cash to kind of replenish a little bit of what I spent is a great feeling. I have been able to find more expensive items, but obviously it's not going to be every single time you go anywhere, so just make sure you know what you need to look for, because I didn't just stick to like only women's clothing. I got bags, I got men's stuff, and I don't like men's stuff, but you know, keep an open mind. If you know more about the brands and products and what to look for, it's gonna come to you at these bins, because I don't know how many times I have passed up things that later have found out I shouldn't have passed it up. I would have made some money. But of course, I didn't know about the item, and I didn't know what it would sell for. I didn't know how much I should pay for it. So, you know, do your research, guys, and be willing to take these risks, because honestly, I've already made so much money back. I'm not worried about my judgment in what I picked up, because I know I did a great job. Obviously, the sales are rolling in. So do your research, don't give up. Know you can have the complete freedom of going anywhere you want and working from there, as long as your mindset is right. And you can laugh at me, you can say whatever you want. Try something new. If whatever you're doing is not working, try something new and try fixing your mindset and where you're letting your mind drift. And know you can do this. We all can do this. Thanks again for watching. Make sure you subscribe, share this video. I appreciate all of you. Have a great night.